Michigan. And where me come from, and where me come from, and where me come from. So tell me where me come from. Where me get me style, where me get my pattern. Tell me where me come from. It is original Papa Michigan. Me say me born in a one town when them call Allman. Me growing at the place when them call Union. I down them me jokes and I down them me jam. The first studio me go in name Studio One. Then me left Studio One and then me go a Tough Gang. Left Tough Gang and then me go Channel One. And that's a man me buck up like the volcano gang. First DJ me set up a tie and him say, bar with me. Me show you Barry GG. Bubble with me. Me show you Barry G. Next DJ me see. Him name Yellow man him say, Zungo Zung Zungo Zungo Zang. The general wanna teach him, the general wanna teach him, the general wanna teach him one. The general wanna teach him, the general wanna teach him, the general wanna teach him one. And the general wanna you Papa Michi with the mic in your one. So tell me where me come from. Where me get me style, where me get my pattern. Tell me where me come from. It is original Papa Michigan. Come me say tell me where me come from. Where me get me style, where me get my pattern. Tell me where me come from.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to earGROUND. It's a pleasure to be with you right now. I go by the name of Dun Dada, and I'm joined by my homie Plot, and of course, the one, the only Papa Michigan. Now, it is such a pleasure to be with him today. Thank you so much for making time to be with us, Papa Michigan. I would kick off this interview by asking you, where did it all begin for you? Where did your career start? Where was the spark of inspiration?
Man, I guess this was from a youth. I always know that music was me. So even before I started to record, I feel it, I know it, and I see it. So this was from a very, very early age, maybe about 5.
That's pretty awesome. And I hear a lot of artists say that from young they know that music is in their blood. And you say from 5 years old, was this just like something in you and you knew from that moment on, music is the thing for me?
Music was a thing. One of my aunts who came to Jamaica gave us candy to sing. My brother Wayne and I. And from that day, they saw me singing and dancing and said, he's got it. So, long time.
I love that. And let's fast forward time a little bit now. We're getting into high school, and I think this is the time when you're about to release your first, can we say professional song? Can you tell us a little bit about that and what was going on and how that came about?
Well, definitely my very first song is called Rubber Dub Style. I was attending school, and I wrote this song, and my friend Smiley also, he wrote a part of it. So we decided that we want to put this song on the Vanity Radio. So we, every day or every time we get the chance to we rehearse a song, and this Smiley's. And then one day we were at a friend, he has a sound system, and we were DJing the song. It caught his attention. And he said, let me take you to Studio One. And then we went to Studio One immediately, and he said, Sir Cox and Dad, voice these youths. And all Sir Cox and Dad asked was, what rhythm do you want? Then we say the Vanity. It was good because we were practicing on this very same rhythm. And to know we went to the studio that has the very same rhythm, came a hit instantaneously.
Definitely. That was your first big hit, and obviously the beginning of great things, because you followed that up with songs such as A Real Rock. And of course, I would like to ask about the songs that got incorporated into the lexicon of dancehall mythology. Real Rock how did that come about? Because now that for me, I mean, you know, as a songwriter, right? There's only few people who have invented things to be added into a lexicon. I had said this earlier. I think for me, the one that started is Shakespeare, and you're one of the people. How did that come about? How did that feel?
Didn't even know I was there in the lexicon of dance, but it makes sense because Nice of the Dance is a descriptive composition of a dance. And while I was going to school on a weekend, you could hear sound system playing all over the place. And all the DJ talk about is the dance of a cock, the liquor sell off, the trala, everything. And then I said to myself, why not write a song about the dance? A descriptive composition. And so I wrote Nice of the. The funny thing is that beat, real rap beat, was the beat that most DJs in the dance would DJ that style. So I wrote that beat. And then, of course, Studio One owns that beat again. So, let us say, Sir Cox, there's another song. Nice. Okay. It became the song of the year for 1979.
Man.
That was the first song of the year.
That is incredible. And you know, speaking about Studio One, I mean, this is the breeding ground of so many legends, so many champions, comparable to America's Motown Records, or I'll say Motown. I don't think there's anything else close to that level of hit makers in one vicinity that has been replicated today. What was it like working in such an environment? What was the inspiration like? The competition? What did it feel like?
You know what? At that time we were young, so we don't know the contributions that these artists gave to Jamaica. Bob Marley, the Tosh, the Altonelli, all of these top artists, the Sugar Miners. We just see them at the time, but we know we were in the presence of royalty. However, working with Sir Coxsone Dad, as I told you, Sir Coxsone Dad is a very humble man, non-flamboyant. He knows his stuff. He has the ears for everything. So we learn from him, and he learned. We enjoy being there. All of these Jackie Mitu, King Stitch, all of these top artists. Now I realize these were the creme de la creme of the business. At that time, but it was a pleasure being there at Studio One, the Mecca.
I can just imagine, like you say, the mecca of reggae music, where it all began. It must have been incredible. I want to chat a little bit about style. Now, you know, reading online, people have different takes on style. I've heard them say that your style and with Smiley's is a call and respond type of style. How would you describe your style, and how did it evolve for you?
You know what? It happens very naturally. Because I was writing for Smiley and myself at the time. So I didn't understand about call and response. I was just writing a song that would incorporate the other person. And it just came natural, and people can sing along. Even though when I write, it's a sing along. It just happened. It is natural. Honestly, I cannot tell you how it happened. It just happened naturally. And I just work with it. I don't change nothing. I just keep the same blend, same trend, remain a legend.
100%, 100%, and obviously the work ethic must be incredible. The practicing, how much did you put in? A lot of. I know back in the day, it must have been incredible. The ciphers and so on. What was that like? Were you putting in those, as they say in kung fu, 10,000 hours?
Even right now, practice, practice, practice. Not only practice to sing, but practice to exercise, practice to do everything, because without that, you'll never make it. Without practice, you'll make it. You see, when even these basketball players when goes to play, I was listening to Sports Center, watching it rather, and there's particular basketball players that when they go to a certain city, if they come from that city, they would go to the school, use the gym and practice. So you see
Yeah.
where I'm coming from? You have to practice. Makes perfect. So I practice.
100%. And I'd like to talk also about the transition from analog to the digital age with music, because I think that this is where the question of practice could even come in. Nowadays, with things becoming so digital, a lot of the newer artists and people are just becoming a lot more reliant on the technology and less reliant on the practice makes perfect type of a mechanism. I know in the old school, I mean, guys would put hours and hours perfecting a song. You'd have to go in, record one take, and there was no time. It's too expensive to be repeating the song over and over. It was just, you had to be on point with what you did. How has the transition been for you, and how do you feel it has affected the reggae industry as you've seen it evolve?
You know what? A lot of drummers that on this drum talk when they're about to play live. So it is good to know the real stuff, and then you can even program your drum machine. I tell my kids all the while, it's good that you can work out something with pen and paper instead of using the calculator. Because in life, sometimes we go to some shows in some countries, you have to use the basic tools. Ain't nothing wrong with what right now, because when we make the beats in the studio, I mean, we're gonna take maybe more than one take. But if there's an error, I mean, if we work with Pro Tools, then we can fix it. We can definitely fix it. We have no problem with that. But we try to always stick to the basic. And I told many artists, you need to stick to the basic. You need to learn different stuff. Nothing is wrong with Facebook, but you can't stay too long on Facebook. Nothing is wrong with certain things. You can't be living on your phone thinking by making a beat on your phone gonna be the thing. You need to learn the real deal. And by learning the real deal, nobody can take it away from you. It's like education. As long as you have it, nobody can take it. So I embrace technology, but I also embrace the basic.
100%. And I'd like to ask, you touched earlier on practice, number one, and then you spoke about exercise. And I wanted to know if an artist is wanting to have longevity in this industry. I'm talking about having, more than 10 years plus pushing in this industry. How do you balance your time when it comes to your diet, your exercise, and also your craft? Has it been easy?
All of it is music. Everything is music. By you walking is music, because you want to walk, you want to talk while you're walking. And that helps you on stage when you're performing. How can you perform for 2 hours or 90 minutes if you're not in good health? So all of this, the food we eat, the water we drink, the juices, all of this is part of music. So you have to adapt a particular lifestyle. Like an athlete, he has to adopt a particular lifestyle. Can't be bleaching at night if it's not necessary. You have to get sleep. You got to get. There has to be a balance. And without the balance, you're gonna be off the equilibrium. Stay
Very
balanced.
true. Very true. At this point, I would like to just read a couple comments that are going on the side. We have King Alfred that's saying major moves. Much love, King Alfred. And then we have Echuisa. I hope I did it properly. Saying big tunes plot. I want a collaboration. It's DJ Holy. And I'd like to bring in my co-host as well. Plot, are you here, my brother? Is there anything you'd like to add at this moment?
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be speaking to a legend. One of the questions that I've been trying to ask is, he grew up in the same neighborhood with Dennis Wilson. No,
Brown?
it was
Del-
hello, Dennis Brown. Dennis Brown, yes, Dennis Brown, the legend. Tell me, what was it like in terms of influence for you growing up with such a legend in the same neighborhood?
Dennis was very calm. Anybody could speak to Dennis Brown. One day I said to Dennis, my throat, man, like I can't sing. It's like I'm getting worse. What should I take? Him said, you have to rest it. You can rest your throat. There's stuff you can take, but at the end of the day, you have to rest it. So big respect to the Prince of Reggae Music, Dennis Emmanuel Brown.
Oh, great. And looking at the artists that you've worked with so many artists high profile, but you've also made hits, so many hits, and you're part of the trailblazers when it comes to dancehall. What would you say are some of the things that have changed from the time that you started dancehall until now in terms of, okay, this is not the direction that we were hoping to see? Is there something that gives you that sort of a feeling when you look at the dancehall scene right now?
Just that most of these artists need a good producer, and that has changed. In my, you have to go to a producer, and he will tell you, he will assess you. Right now, as long as you have a computer, a mic, an interface, everybody. There's nobody to produce them. You need a producer. You can't be playing football and you don't have a coach. You need a coach. You have to have a coach. That is a major blow. Another part is many of these artists, they want to sing a song, but you really need a band, because in a band, each person has its own vibe, own groove. And sometimes when you just play a rhythm straight on a computer, you don't feel that vibe. And we all need that. That's why songs like Diseases and those songs come and they live so long. It's big up to Flabberhole, Basie, to everybody that plays on beat, So that is different. As far as the creativity now, because these artists don't have a producer, their creativity comes out good. Meaning that the way in which they write, we would never hear them. They didn't get a chance to display it, and I'm glad that they get a chance to display it. I'm just curious about the type of songs that some of them sing. These songs that some of them sing about guns and under the woman, them. A lot of it is, I would say it's stupid, but if you are in the ghetto, you'd realize that what they're saying is reality. It is the truth, but what is happening around it, so it's just art. It's just art, and they're just singing about what is happening, current affairs. So what I'm saying is, the more things change, the more it remains the same. So they're singing the same thing that was happening before, except we used to have a producer. Most of these guys, they produce themselves. Technology.
Wow. And talking about technology, the sound system culture, it was big during the days that you were making music as Papa Michigan and Sly, and now and Smiley. And if you look at the music scene right now, the dancehall scene no longer takes seriousness within the sound system culture. Is this something that you'd regret to see, the sound system culture dying?
The sound system culture was what make artists like myself and many singers make hit songs. Because we would go to the dance with a song in our head and practice that in the dance hall. And we see how people respond to it. Diseases, I sang that song at Gemini one night. I wrote the song, I said, let me go and test this song. And I went to a place named Herbie's Lounge in St. Catherine. And when the DJ put on the diseases rhythm, I said, let me try. And from my start to DJ, every day the girl and dress up in her trousers. Me say, what happened to them skirts and blouses? Why Papa Michigan no see them in the danger that this is? Everything, the whole place mash up. And forward. So I said to myself, this song is gonna be big. So we love the dancehall culture where we sang on the sound system. It is good for us. It is good exercise. It is good therapy, and that it would come back instead of the dub plate playing. I'm serious.
Great. In Africa, in Zimbabwe particularly, dancehall is the biggest music genre in Zimbabwe. We actually have our own genre called Zim dancehall, which is a hybrid of Jamaican dancehall. When you guys were making music, did you see your music as an international product, or you're making music mainly for your local community?
We coming from Mento, then we go to Rocksteady, then we go to Ska, then we go to reggae. I know dancehall is a subgenre for reggae. Bob Marley put it to another level. Bob Marley made different type of reggae. We know reggae was gonna go to different territories and areas. We just didn't know how and where. But anything you do good, people's gonna log on to it and take it to another level. So we're grateful that the world is responding to reggae in such a positive way. But personally, I didn't know that I would be this big in reggae music because I wasn't striving to become big. I was just making sense. So I guess this is a result of doing things good.
And if you're looking at dancehall, what is the most important component of dancehall? Is it patois? Is it the rhythm? What would you say is the most important component of dancehall?
Well, first you have to have a good beat. The beat is 50% of the song. People is moving to the beat, then there's a life. The next thing, you have to have good melody. A melody is very important. Got to be catchy. Got to be simple. You got to be stupid. And let's say stupid. Got to be great. Sing along. That even the children can sing. So it's a whole package to make a reggae song. Good beat, melody, and you really need something catchy. You have to have something catchy, and then you have a song. And and of course, you have to be a good performer. You have to perform the song good, whether you're DJing or not. So if you're gonna do it in patois, I mean, you're gonna be doing it as just mainly for the Jamaican artists. But if you're gonna do standard English, like a diseases, it might just go, or a Shaggy, it wasn't me, it might just go bigger. So you must know which market you want to go into.
This is quite interesting because you talk about language and the power and the effect of language, because a lot of the artists say where I come from in Zimbabwe, they're trying to do music, but patois plays a very important part, though it now comes with like different versions and different variations. And the consumers of reggae and dancehall, I see in Europe they consume more reggae as compared to dancehall. In Africa, we consume more, in Zimbabwe particularly, we consume more dancehall as compared to reggae. What are the trends in Jamaica? Like, is reggae at par with dancehall in terms of consumption?
It depends. I want to pick up Taffy, Irie, Daddy Slaggy, Fox. I want to big up, beat, melody, and simplicity. That's true. That question is it all depends on the audience. Because the younger generation dancehall, they just like the faster beat because they love to dance. Dancehall was more like ska, the dancing thing. The other generation now, like when you go to like, if you go to a Stone Love is a sound system in Jamaica. You're gonna have reggae, you're gonna have dancehall. So it depends. It depends on the audience. When the white people comes to Jamaica now, they want reggae. If it's a Bob Marley Day and it is at the museum, and if there's 1,000 people there, all of them want reggae music. They don't want dancehall. So it all depends on the age group. And I want to tell you something, even when the younger generation come there, they're gonna dance to reggae. They're gonna move to reggae. So they adapt themselves to the environment.
Wow, talking about dance, I'm just going to take a small break and then we come back and Don Dada steps in and we're going to mash it up with this tune. Stay tuned.
Circle Papa Michigan, everything crisp. The treble at top, the bass a clap, everything legit. Thank Father God, we guide and protect us. In a this a festival. Dance to the left in a the festival. To the right in a the festival. Flop your ones in a the festival. What a joy, what a celebration. No, forget about your trouble.
Forget about my trouble.
We seem to have lost the sound. I don't know if you can hear the audio there, but we seem to have lost the sound. So I'm going to put the song once more. But in the meantime, I'll play another track and then we'll pull it up once more. So stay tuned. This is earGROUND, Your Voices Amplified.
Original foundation, but English, Springle, Gringo, the Michigan. Where me come from, where me come from, where me come from. So tell me where me come from. Where me get me style, where me get my...
We seem to be having a bit of a challenge with our sound. If you can hear my voice right now, just let me know. If not, just stay tuned as we try and fix the sound.
Welcome back to earGROUND. Man, going through a little bit, but definitely solving all the technical difficulties, so don't worry. And we will be running back the Papa Michigan video for you guys, so please, if you missed it, don't worry about that either. Now, we are chilling with Papa Michigan, and it is such a pleasure to be with him right now. We spoke about so much, the creation of music, his start in music business, what dancehall means to him today, and it has been just such an enlightening affair. I think where I would like to pick up from now, Papa Michigan, is to ask a little bit about. I think we're going right back to video right now. I see it jumping up, so let's just take a 2-minute break. Let's play the video, and after the video, I'll be jumping right back in with my questions.
Cool. Live on Facebook.
Oh man, so many the technical difficulties just keep coming and coming. Let's just go on with it, and hopefully it will be resolved. And